let's go over the next steps on your tile, your Sgraffito tile. So this one, I put the one coat on, and it's still a little bit softer than leather hard. It's not warping, but it's pretty soft. But I don't have any gloss look on top of this anymore, so I can put another coat on. Same slip. Make sure the brush is clean. Okay, stir it up a little bit. And I'm going to brush in the opposite direction. I did back and forth this way or left and right. I'm going to go up and down now, but again, start in the middle, hold the paintbrush parallel to the tile. And again, do not brush from the edge. Don't start at the edge because you're just going to have a mess of slip off on the sides. This is what's called loading the brush, when you just fill it up. So it's a loaded brush each time. That's a nice thick layer of slip. I'm just going to try to even it out a bit. Make sure I got it all. Okay, so I'm going to let this one sit because, again, you can see the gloss on top of this tile. And I've got an idea for you, because if I go underneath like this to pick it up and it's really soft, it's going to warp. You can cut out a piece of cardboard that's about the same size as the tile, slide it under there, but make sure you have the canvas in between. Do not set the clay on the cardboard. This canvas is a nice plastic barrier, so the moisture from the tile will not warp the cardboard. All right, now I've got it lifted on the cardboard. I am going to put this one aside because you can see that gloss shine on there. I cannot put another coat on. I've got to do one more coat. I'm going to now pull over this red clay. I've already rolled out my tile, and now I can work in the lid, which is where I want you to work when at all possible. I've got my tile in the lid. I'm going to now use the white slip. This is porcelain clay, white slip. You're going to be using the same paintbrush, so make sure you clean that paintbrush out so incredibly well, or you will contaminate this beautiful white slip. It looks a little tan right now, but when it's fired, it is a bone white. Beautiful white, but it will not be if you contaminate it. All right, so this one is, I'm going to put this one under cardboard as well, if I have the cardboard. So that way I can lift it. Okay, so I've got the cardboard underneath, so I can move it and pick it up without warping the tile. And I've got the canvas in between. A very clean brush. Oh, it's a bit thick. Let me stir it up some. That'll be good. It'll go on as a thick coat. But you don't want clumps. If this is clumpy at all, you've got to stir it really well to get rid of any clumps. You want it to be nice and smooth. All right. This one, again, parallel. Very, very important not to over brush so that you don't contaminate your beautiful white porcelain clay slip. Again, it's important to load that brush. Heavy amounts of the slip. Brush it off of the edge. Don't brush onto the edge. Okay, I don't want to touch it anymore. Wipe that off, clean it up really good. If you leave chunks of clay up on the edge like this, they will firm up and make your slip lumpy. So clean everything up really well and then put the lid back on. This one I'm going to have to add some water to the top of this so it doesn't dry out anymore. I'm going to need another coat on this one as well. It's going to have to take two more coats. The white slip, it is so important to have 3 coats on, or it will be a bit translucent and you will see the color underneath instead of that beautiful white. So it's going to take 3 full thick coats. Again, you have to wait until that gloss is completely gone, or you will just rub away the coat underneath and then just be putting the first coat back on. All right, what you can do now is measure your tile. The brown tile that I have, I measured it and I folded this paper to where it fits right here. This area, I will draw my design in there. And this tile right here, I measured that one as well. It's this area, and I started to draw. I'm going to do an eagle head because an eagle head is white, and that's going to be a beautiful white. I will carve away all the background. I'm going to leave a white border, and I'm going to put some carving in here that you can see the red tile underneath, like the eyes and stuff, but otherwise most of it's going to be left white with some texture on there. So you can start getting together your ideas, but maybe you want to do that before you put the slip on, because if you want to measure, I don't want to have my paper touching my slip right now. It's way too wet. Or you can just use the ruler and measure the tile, the sides, and then mark that on your paper, and then you can start drawing up your ideas. Okay, that is our next step.